All right. Oshio. Welcome to the Red Road East. I'm your host, Fierce Truth Seeker. The Red Road East is an indigenous program dedicated to archiving and preserving the history, legacy, and culture of the indigenous peoples of the Americas east of the Mississippi River and the Caribbean. Welcome. I know that I haven't been doing many lives, and I apologize for the lack of content these days. My work schedule is a lot more demanding than it used to be, and I have very little time, very little personal time. Okay, so I apologize, and I'm trying to get some things going to where I can work for myself and not have to punch anyone's clock and tap dance to anyone else's tune whenever they call the tune. So anyway, today we have a very chilling show, a show that's really going to have you all on the edge of your seats. And our guest is someone who is no stranger to our studios. She is probably the only guest to scare the pants off of my viewers. Okay. And that guest is none other than the great and talented Miss Donna Cohen. Did I pronounce that? I always have a challenge with the last name. It's Cohen or Cohen?
Cohen.
Cohen, Donna Cohen. Sorry about that.
That's all right. You had it the first time.
Oh man, it's so good to see you. You know.
Here too. Yeah. Happy to be here as always. Such an honor.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure to have you on, you know. Yeah. So I know that you had some things that you were discussing with me the other day, and you know, I always have to shake my head and say, man, you're a magnet for the paranormal.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, because I mean, boy, I tell you, it seems to just follow you. I tell you, man. But and for the listeners, I just want to say, all of the stories that Miss Cohen is telling, these are genuine, real stories. They're not something that she made up in a fictional journal, personal journal. You know, these are actual events. So I'll give you the floor now and let you talk about some of the things that is on your mind. And I know you said you didn't want to repeat the stories that were told before. I know you have new stories. So please,
yeah, I do.
Share with us.
Okay, so I actually got little notes here because I have a lot, I don't want to forget anything. So I might jump around a little bit, but I'm going to start with the first one. I and Debbie, my drummer Debbie, we had a event back a while ago. I guess it was October or so, and we were outside. We're in Kingston. The event was about 4 hours long, and it was cold, but we were warm. But they told us if we had to use the bathroom, we had to go down the road to the bar. And so we did have to go into the restroom. So me and her, we walked a couple blocks to go to this bar. We get in the bar, and it was a pretty calm bar. It wasn't, erratic or anything or wild. It was a calm bar. And they had neat Halloween decorations and stuff. And the bathroom, I find the bathroom, it's like kind of, you go through the bar and there's another whole room where you can sit. And then the bathroom is right there. So Debbie says, well, you go first, meaning me. So I said, oh, okay. So I go in there, I'm doing my business, and I get done. I go to stand up. All of a sudden, the lights go out. I'm in the pitch black. I can't see. I can't see nothing. I mean, I can't like pull up the rest of me and get me together because it's pitch black. And so I'm feeling around for the light, and before I reach the light goes back on again. So I'm like, oh boy, okay, let's get out of here. So I leave the bathroom. I go out to Debbie. I go, okay, your turn. I said, oh boy, have fun. So she goes in there, and I hear her say, oh, Donna, right? Well, when she was in there, the lights were strobing. They were going on and off really fast, like a strobe light. And it was bugging out her eyes. Now, my Debbie is blind in one eye. So she only can see with one eye. And so it was really like almost like she couldn't see. So then she comes out and she goes, the light was strobing. It was freaking me out. She goes,
wow.
And I said, did you notice the door that was there? There was a door inside the bathroom that had this like keypad on it, like numbers, like combinations to open the door, unlock the door. Why is there a door inside a bathroom? What does that door go to? I mean,
Wow.
is it like cleaning products or what is it? What's behind that door? It was so weird. So we left there and we just went back to the event, but it was quite interesting to be standing there in the bathroom and then next thing you know, being pitch black. And she said, because when I went out, I said, did the lights go out here? She goes, no, lights didn't go out. I said, oh, well, they did in the bathroom. And the lights weren't strobing where I was sitting when she was in the bathroom, when the lights were strobing. So it was very, very strange. It was just a weird bathroom experience to
Wow.
be in there. And, it was bizarre. I mean, there was no explanation because when I turned on the light and went in there, the light, when I left, the switch was still up or down or however it was. It was still the same as I went in there when I turned the light on as when I left. So, who knows? Something was going on in that bathroom.
That's crazy.
And then, now I was across the river. Across the river, there's some weird stuff that goes on there. I was driving. I don't know if anyone ever believes in shadow cars or ghost cars, but I was driving on, I think that is 199. Yeah, I think it's 199. Anyways, I might be wrong, but anyways, I get 299 and 199 mixed up all the time. But anyways, I was going over the Kingston Runcup Bridge, and I just gotten off of it, and I'm on the highway there, and I see in my rearview mirror like this black like cloud come up alongside of me, and it passed me, and it was like a black shadow of like traveling past me on the highway. Very strange, very strange.
Wow.
That was the first time I ever seen a black shadow like traveling. I've seen ghost cars with like a relative in it like that, but never a shadow, a dark shadow. Very strange. So that was across the river. I want to talk about my experience today. I didn't tell anyone in the house this.
You had one today?
No, today. I haven't today. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking, what the heck? So, okay. So this past week, I've been home and I've been really cleaning the house and doing fall cleaning and really, donating some things and fixing some things and, cleaning it and like that. Well, my friend had given me this vacuum like last year. She said it didn't work. Well, it works fine. It's just that the battery dies very quickly on it, so you have to charge it again, right? So I realized that it wasn't charged. So I wanted to use it. So I was like, well, let me plug it in. So I take the plug, I plug it into the vacuum on the top. I'm holding the other end in my hand. I'm looking at the vacuum, and all of a sudden the lights were going on, flashing like it was charging. I'm thinking,
Mm.
I didn't plug this in. The plug's in my hand. How can it be charging? How can the lights be flashing like it's charging when it's not even in the wall?
Wow.
Right? So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. So I go and I put it into the wall, and I get like this vibration from the plug. I like quickly move my hand away from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I pushed it back in, the plug back in. So I kind of pulled it out a little bit when I drew my hand away from it, and then plugged it in. Then of course it was charging, but I was like, how the heck was this happening with the electric? It's not the first time with electric.
Mm.
So I've left rooms where the light is out, and I go into another room and I realize that, that's funny. Why is the light back on? There's no one out in that room. I
Mm.
just left it, turned out the light.
Oh
So
wow.
why is it back on? Right? So I go back out, turn it off again, whatever, you know. So it's very strange. But the other thing that's strange about this house is that every fall I change batteries, every spring I change batteries in all the clocks. Right?
Mm.
Within hours and days, every clock says something different. Every clock says something different. This one right
Yeah.
here says right now 10 to 6. That one says quarter to 11. That one works and that one works. Those two. But that one says quarter after 7. I
Mm.
don't know if that's right or not. No, that's not right because we're 8:22. My phone says. But every clock says something different right
Mm.
away, like a matter of hours and days. So it's like after a while, I just give up. You know, I just end up leaving them because they'll just go back to that again. I can't figure it out why that is, unless we're on like some kind of weird, thing going on with the energy here, in the
Mm.
neighborhood. I don't know, but
Wow.
strange. So yeah, that was strange. Um, okay. Oh gosh, the portal in my kitchen. Okay, what was going
Portal in the
on?
kitchen.
I had a portal in my kitchen. Now here's the thing.
Oh man.
During COVID, my husband bought this mattress that is as hard as a brick. I cannot sleep on it. I'm so uncomfortable. I cannot sleep on it. So I've been sleeping out on the couch. The couch is so comfy. I love it. But my dog sleeps with me too. She gets the other end of the couch. She knows that's her bed, and I get the rest of the couch. Right?
Okay.
Well, at night, this has been months and months. It's been going on for quite a long time before I actually did something about it. I could hear people talking, and I could hear people walking, and even things being moved or things falling over. And I was like, this is crazy. And so one night I got up and I went looking around because the dog will stand there in the living room and stare into our dining room and not settle down. She'll just stand there and stare. It's
Mm.
like, okay, that's enough of this, you know. And so I went out in the kitchen and I noticed that the laundry room light was on. Everybody's in bed. I mean, all the lights were out, but the
Mm.
laundry room light was on. So I turned it off. And I noticed that every time for this has been months and months, I have been at my sink, right? Which I see my sink from the dining room, to give you an idea. I was at my sink, right? And I would feel like I was being watched. Like I
Mm.
turned around, looked, right? I felt like I was being watched. It was an
Wow.
unsettling feeling. And that was for quite a long time. I'm talking, wow, all through spring and summer.
Mm.
This has been going on. And I finally got to the point where I thought, I'm going to close the portal. I can't do this no more.
Mm.
And so I got some some black salt and I went over to the laundry room entrance from the kitchen, and I just basically said, you know, you're not welcome here. This is not your house, your place, your home. It's my house, my place, my home. So you are not welcome here. You must leave. And I took the salt, threw it up in the air. I said, portal closed. After that, it got completely quiet. Completely
Really?
Quiet. Until next time. So, okay, so
Right?
you
Until
know, that was what was going on there, and it was crazy. Um, you know, I'm checking off my things. I don't want to repeat things. Um, but yeah, you could hear like walking around, and if you hear people talking really low, but you could hear it. And even a dog was hearing it. She was getting up all the time, looking around. I couldn't get her to settle down. I was like, "It's okay. Go to bed. It's okay." Right? It got to be too much. And then on top of that, during that time, we had a ghost dog. I think it may have been my previous Dane, possibly, but I could hear footsteps of a dog, and a pretty large dog. And I could hear tags hitting the water dish, which is stainless steel, out in the kitchen. I could hear the tags hitting it, you know, like on the collar. And I was like, this is really weird. This is strange. And I kept hearing it. But I always believed that, like our first Dane, when she passed, she brought in our second Dane. When that Dane passed, brought in our third Dane. And when that Dane passed, brought in our fourth Dane. You know? So I thought maybe it was a third Dane that I was hearing because it was a large dog, you know, and the tags were hitting the dish. So it made it sound like, she was drinking water or eating or something. But anyways, I finally moved the dog on because, really, if it was, it didn't really belong here. You know what I mean? So I just kind of moved it on. So that was that because, my dog Roman's very sensitive.
Oh yeah.
Great Danes are very sensitive dogs, emotional dogs. They're very aware of their surroundings. So, no dinner for me, not yet. Patrick's asking what dinner. No, I'm not going to eat in the show. So then, talking about portals, though, years ago, there's a portal in our bedroom. I had someone come and close that one.
Oh yeah.
But now I'm feeling like there's something again because I would be at the sink and I feel like there's something behind me. And that's how I felt back then. So I think it's like time to do that again. But yeah, I just feel like there's something there again. I'm not sleeping in there, so I don't hear anything or see anything because I'm out here. I see it all out here instead, but I don't know. So, but that's the next thing that I'm gonna kind of investigate and maybe just do something anyways in case there is. But very strange. Um, Lights going on and off. Yeah, I kind of talked about that with in the kitchen with the lights going on and off. But the one crazy thing was this one night this big. It almost looked like a moon inside my living room. It was like this big white light just like flashed. And I'm like, whoa, that was interesting. Obviously, it was probably an orb, but the dog saw it too. And she's like looking around, like, what was that? Right? A moon in the house? Because Roma, her name's Roma, she likes to watch the moon outside. She'll go outside and look up at the moon.
Oh yeah.
She's fascinated with the moon. I don't know. I don't know I don't know what that is, but she likes the moon. But she did see that weird light flash. It like came really bright and then just left. It was wild. But that was probably an orb.
When was this?
But yeah, Roma's always looking at things here in the dining room, though. She's always
when did that happen?
That happened like just recently, like a month ago or so. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was about a month ago when that happened. Oh,
Wow.
the flower vase in the kitchen out of the blue. Um, I bought Halloween flowers. They were so cute. They're beautiful, very
Mm.
pretty. Came with a spider on top, right? And not a real one, but a fake one. But I went to walk away from the counter, and out of the blue, the flower vase went over. The flowers went on the floor, and all the water went on the floor.
Mm.
Now, my husband was sitting in the kitchen, and I didn't knock it over. I was just walking away from the counter.
Really?
Is all, and I was like, okay. So now I figured, well, I guess I'll mop the floor. I had to like mop all the water up because it was a lot of water that went on the floor. So I was like, I guess I'll just mop it up. But yeah, that was strange. That was very strange. That was just out of the blue. It just kind of went over on its side. All the water poured out off the counter onto the floor, and the flowers landed on the floor. And I was like, huh,
Wow.
strange, very strange.
That is strange.
Yeah, that was weird.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So, I was asleep this one night, and you know how you see things go when your eyes are closed when you're sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
You can sense. Well, I sensed like something go like past, and it woke me up, and it was a shadow in my living room,
Oh, really?
going through the living room, and I was like, I don't really like shadows. I think that's dark to me, you know.
Okay.
But I just kind of made it move on. I didn't like that. That was
Mm.
very strange. And Roma didn't wake up that time. Not that time. But
Yeah.
the one time she woke me up, this is really weird. The one time she woke me up, it was a while back. Uh, she came over to me and yeah, that's Roma right there. Sorry about that. She's looking at me, barking at me from the living room.
Yeah.
But anyways, she she can't. Oh, she hears a helicopter.
Oh,
She likes
okay.
to go chase the helicopters. I don't know what she thinks that she's gonna catch them. They hear a helicopter and bark at a helicopter. That's why she's looking at me. She thought I was gonna let her out and chase a helicopter. Yeah, no, not right now.
Mm.
But anyways, she woke me up this one night and pressed her nose against my face. And I woke up and I was like, what? What's the matter? I realized I felt cold. I looked on the floor and my blankets were on the floor, completely on the floor. I tuck them in between the couch so they can't be pulled out, right? They
Mm-hmm.
were both on the floor and the top blanket was literally twisted, all twisted up, completely twisted.
Mm.
And I think that was some really weird spiritual stuff going on. But the dog probably witnessed that and woke me up to say, hey,
Mm.
hey, get up. There's something in here. Get up. You
Mm.
know, very strange. That was very strange. That was the dog catching
Yeah, I feel that you should do some research on the history of your house. You know what was
that.
going on
Oh,
before.
okay. So the history of the house is impossible because this is a new house. So we're the
Uh,
first owners. But the
mm,
land was farmland. And when we first moved in here, I've seen according to the story that I found out was because I was friends with a Hyde Park historian.
uh-huh.
Um, but what I found out was that the guy that owned the farmhouse on this land down the road, which was all part of this land, he had a daughter. His daughter died around 12 years old.
Mm.
Um, and I've seen her on the property actually here.
Mm.
And so I know there's a lot of activity with that, but if you think of land, there's always been someone that died in every square foot of land. Sometime in history or centuries ago, there's always been someone that has died somewheres
You
on
know, as soon
land.
as you mentioned the daughter, your screen had frozen.
Oh, jeez.
As soon as you said you saw the daughter,
Here we
your
go.
soul froze.
Sorry.
It froze for about 5
Anyways,
seconds, and then
yeah.
you came.
Yeah. It was just strange stuff, and yeah, the farmer. There was a dark, like there's a guy that had like farmer things on, whatever you call
Hmm.
those
Suspenders.
outfits. Yeah. And my daughter had seen him really young on in the house here, and he was visiting my daughter in her bedroom, and she kept telling me that he was here. And
Mm.
I've only seen him like a few times, but she saw him like just about every night. And I think he was protecting my daughter,
Okay.
seeing he lost his daughter. I think that's what it was. And then one
Mm.
time she had a slumber party here for her birthday, and oh boy, that was not good. That was
Wow.
not good. I had to do something after that to let him move on,
Mm.
'cause that wasn't good. Yeah, I don't think any of her friends came back after that for a little while. She's
Oh, so
saying.
they saw it too.
Yeah, but yeah, this land's very interesting though. I've seen like things on this land, even on the road down here on the main road, where this guy he had on suspenders, a white t-shirt, like an old
Hmm.
tan pants, and he was running with a bag, and I thought he robbed the house. So I
Mm.
was about ready to call the cops, saying, "Hey, I just witnessed a guy robbing his house." The guy got in front of me, went in between the Dutch pillars that's on the land on the other side
Hmm.
of the road, went in between there and just disappeared. Just disappeared. But he
Really?
had blood on his shirt, though. He had blood on his white shirt. But
Oh
he
wow.
just disappeared. I went, oh boy, oh boy. That they would have had me in the nut house saying, "Yeah, I swear he robbed the house. I witnessed it. He ran with a bag. I swear." Yeah, no. Yeah, sure,
Look
lady.
at you, this lady's prank calling the precinct. Lock her up.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, right. You never know. Oh God, that's
Woo.
crazy. But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's really weird land here. But
Mm.
let's talk about Walmarts for a minute, though. We'll go over to Walmart. So
Okay.
I was in Walmart this one night, and I was by myself, and I was like quickly going through Walmart, and I come out of one aisle, and I'm in where the cheeses are and all that, and this guy comes in front of me, in front of my cart, and he's walking, and I'm like, what the heck? He like zoomed right in front of me. If I was moving the cart, I would I would have ran him over, you know. And as he's walking, he like disappeared. He didn't go
Mm.
down another aisle. He didn't. I'm like, where did he go? What the heck? And I turned. Another woman came. I went down. So I go down. I said, "Did you see that man?" She goes, "No, I didn't see no man." I said, "There's a man like down there. He disappeared. He was there. He
Mm.
just disappeared into the air." That was weird. Maybe Walmart's has a problem too. I don't know. I know the new ShopRite though over here in Hyde Park. That
Uh-huh.
whole plaza there um, is built on the land of the Hudson State River Hospital, which was a mental psychiatric hospital. And
Uh,
there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on over there. A lot of weird stuff.
yeah, anytime
Even
you're in
right.
those type of institutions, you're gonna have a lot of that
Yeah,
type of activity.
yeah, yeah. And I think this was maybe like a year ago or so when I went over there and I was walking down the aisle and now there's no one touching the product. Out of the blue, this box of whatever the heck it was went flying off the shelf. There
Mm.
was no explanation for it. I was like, okay, I'm getting out of this aisle. I'll pick it up, but I'm not staying in the aisle. But
Mm.
yeah, that's been weird. There's even a face showed up on the floor of ShopRite. That my friend that
Really?
works for ShopRite. She doesn't work. She's been in that ShopRite, but she goes down around to different ShopRites. Michelle, you know Michelle. She was in her class, Reiki
Hmm.
class.
Yep.
Michelle,
Yep.
yeah. She's the one that told me this about face that showed up on the floor, and the
Wow.
manager kept trying to clean it up, and it wouldn't clean up. It was just there, his face on the floor.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I saw an old picture, very old picture, old frame, not a frame you would buy now. Um, Even a frame you would buy 20 years ago, even. It was just an old picture frame with a picture of a man in it. And it was on the property of Burger King. As I was in the drive through, I was like, there's a picture in the grass there. What the heck? What is that? Right? I'm looking at
Mm.
it, it's like an old man with a weird old frame. And as I moved up, right, I'm watching it, right? And as I moved up further away from it, as I turned around, it wasn't there no more.
Mm.
I was like, okay, all right, whatever. I mean, no one picked it up. We were all in the drive-through in cars, you know. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
That's very strange land there. Very strange land.
Mm.
So,
I see.
oh, so back to my house again. Um, Me and my husband. I was in the living room. He was in the kitchen, and we heard this beep beep, really loud. Two beep sounds, really loud. I get up, I run out in the kitchen. I go, what was that? He goes, I don't know. What was that? I heard it too. Nothing's on. I mean, nothing's on. It can sound off like that. We never figured out what the beep beep was. Never. When I was in the kitchen, don't know. Just strange.
Just a beep beep out of nowhere.
Just a beep beep out of nowhere. Yeah, completely out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere.
Boy, I
Yeah,
tell
very
you,
strange.
that's an
It
interesting house. I tell you.
yeah, it is. It's very interesting here. And I
Yeah.
mean, I've been in other interesting houses too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just this one, but I know I talked about them in the other shows, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, and everybody should watch part 1, 2, and 3 also.
Exactly.
Should
Watch
watch,
1, 2, and 3 of this
yeah,
series here
yeah,
to get you
yeah,
caught up
definitely, yeah,
because she's
yeah.
got a
I know
lot
we
of
talked about
stories.
UFOs before, and you know, I'm sure. Okay, remember Bobby, right? My friend Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, calls me up one day and she goes, Donnie, you're not going to believe this. She goes, I don't know. I go, I don't know about this, but I saw what I saw, right? She says, she came downstairs and went into her living room and she saw an alien sitting in her chair with his legs crossed, kind of sitting back, and
Wow.
it was like, wait, what, Bobby? Yeah, it was an alien, I swear. So I said to Bobby, I said, Bobby, how many pot brownies do you have? I didn't have none of those. I swear. I saw an alien. I said, okay, I believe you.
Was it a
Okay.
gray alien? What kind of reptilian or what kind
She
of
said it
alien?
looks just like an alien, like,
The
that's
gray
all she said. She
with the
didn't say
big
what
eye?
color he was or anything. Just it was just a face of an alien and just really thin, like really thin, like no like hardly meat on it. You know what I mean?
Must have been
Just
the
really
gray.
thin.
They have the thin bodies and the big heads
Yeah,
and
it had that big weird head. That
yeah.
the eyes. Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
said it definitely was an alien, but I didn't ask her, well, what color was it? I didn't think of it.
Yeah. Most people
I don't know
when
if
they
aliens come in different colors, but I think of them being green. I don't know. That might be commercial,
they
but I
have
don't
a
know.
whole bunch of different species of them. Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most popular one is the gray aliens. Those are the most popular ones.
yeah. I would think. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm always
Well, before you go on, I must give you a plug. So for those who are listening or watching rather and don't know, um, Miss Donna Cohen is also a Reiki master. Okay, and she is, she's been doing this for a long time. So if anyone is interested, you know, this is the person to see.
yeah, definitely. I do. I offer Reiki classes 1, 2, and 3, which is 3 is master teacher, and I do it through which now will be Zoom, um, and you get your certification. I mail you your certification, and it's usually about a class usually lasts a couple months, one class, and I do live with a massage table. I use this funny looking fake doll that my mother crocheted. My one student said it was spooky. The doll seems fine, but I use that as an example on the table. I used my son once. I also put in a little bit of animal Reiki into that too.
Right.
Using my Dane. I've used the Dane with a live camera and did a little bit, touched on a little bit of animal Reiki too. I was thinking about teaching animal Reiki, but that's a little bit more involved. That would probably be a 6-month thing. Because it goes into organs, bone, tissue, uh, you know, everything. It goes into everything in anatomy of an animal. So I mean, we do that with people, but I think, it just would take longer to do an animal certification. But I was thinking about it. I was thinking about doing it. No, but yeah. So that's pretty much. I was thinking about. I just reached out to a few people that I was going to start up after the new year with a new class for Reiki 1. A couple of people I reached out for Reiki 2 and 3 already took one. So I did that also.
Nice.
So probably after the new year. Yeah.
Yeah, and her classes are wonderful. I took her class. Got the certification through her class and everything, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Trust me, you won't regret it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I know you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you've also used it to heal yourself too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I also do Honi to Shoni healing light too, which it's really passed down through generations. But I do that too, and I've done it with myself. I've done it for others. Also Reiki for others too, for animals, not just people. But yeah, I like what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I have a
interesting.
lot of stories of all that too. A lot of bloopers.
Yeah, I know you've told me some of them. Very interesting.
I don't know if that was spiritual or not, but there's some pretty funny bloopers with the Reiki classes, especially like the live ones. You know. Oh,
Wow.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, but that was
So
interesting what you were saying about the
yeah,
alien. The alien.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The alien.
alien.
Yeah, I've seen, like, I know I talked about this before, but when I was a kid, our well went, and it was deep winter. I mean, we had like 10 inches of snow, and it had ice on the top of the snow. So me and my aunt was going out and collecting the ice and melt down this water, and we were out there, and this spaceship came like only a few feet from our heads. We looked up, and it was round, huge. It was huge. I mean, big. And it was a spaceship. It was definitely, I know what we saw. And I took off running from the door, ran inside, and my mother said, "Where's your aunt?" I didn't say nothing. And then my aunt finally came to the door, and she had this stunned look on her face, right? And I left the other pot out there. I just ran. So she came in without the pots even, but she just came in. She was stunned. It was really, and we never told anyone. She never told anyone. No one.
Really?
And but I finally talked about it like a couple of years ago. I finally talked about it. That I saw this. Because I think what we thought was that being native, they put us in a nut house. Like we said, we saw, this is what we saw, and they be showing up in white coats, and whatever. So we just never told anybody. But yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
And that one time when I was in the bedroom. I was asleep and I got woken up by the backyard. It was a huge circle of light, bright light. And I peeked out and I said, nope, nope. I went back to bed, pulled the covers over my head, and said, nope, not tonight. I wasn't going to investigate. It was a big, huge, bright, round light on the ground coming from above. It was just, I mean, it covered almost our whole backyard. It was so big.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
And you
But
think
yeah,
that was a spaceship, alien? You think that was a UFO? Or was
yeah,
it like,
I'm pretty sure it probably had to be that because what else would it have been? You know, I mean, it was so round, perfectly round, bright white light hitting the ground. It was crazy. And it was like beaming down. It wasn't like, you know how helicopters would, it wasn't like that. It was directly down. Yeah. And then one night I looked at our neighbor's house and her whole front house was lit up. Like, how is her house lit up? Her house don't light up like that. We don't have lights like that. It was so weird. Her whole house was like lit. And the following day, they were so funny. The following day, I told her about it. She goes, "Oh my God! Well, what was it? What was it?" You know? I'm like, I don't know. It was just bright white light, all lit up. It was crazy
wow.
up against the house.
Oh, so
Yeah,
your neighbor saw it too?
yeah, it was just don't even know where that came from. But I'm talking about bright lights. It's just so if you watch one of the other shows, that's all in one of the other shows. But one night I was coming out. I always sleep with my water bottle alongside of me. It's like a reusable, safe well water, right? And I forgot it, so I went out in the kitchen to go get it. All the lights were out, and I get into the foyer, and there's a bright light shining through our front door window. We have a side window that's a long side window in our door, alongside our door. The door is a steel door, but the window is like separate. It's not really part of the door, but it's there. And I get maybe it's part of the door. I guess it's part of the door. But anyways, there was a bright light, like you know those military lights that shine really bright,
Yeah.
like it lights up everything. That's what it looked like, but it was just beaming so bright into that window. Like I was like, what the heck? I quickly ran out in the kitchen, tried to look. I went on our door camera and tried to see if I could see something. Nothing. There was nothing. There was no explanation for it. Just
Oh,
that it
wow.
was so bright. It was going through that window. And I was like, well, whatever. That's all I can say is whatever. I just got my water and went to bed. That
How
ended
long?
that.
How long ago was this?
That was like 2 months ago, about.
Whoa, recent.
That was recently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, just oh, and then the other thing about our front door camera, out of the blue, this bird came up to our camera, like came up to the camera, like flicking in front of the camera, and then flew off. I was
Really?
like, huh, that was weird. That was very
Wow.
strange. I tried to see what kind of bird it was. I couldn't really tell. I think it may have been a crow, but it was kind of hard to tell what kind of bird it is.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was that. So I checked off everything on my list. I can think of some other things that are not on my list though.
Yeah.
So it was I couldn't sleep this one night and it was like, oh God, it had to be 2 in the morning. All of a sudden I get a text from my drummer Debbie. I'm like, oh. So I text her back. She goes, what are you doing being up? I can't sleep. I go, what are you doing being up? She goes, I can't sleep. Right? So she calls me and she says, I have a problem in my house. I can't sleep because I hear a bunch of talking and it just won't stop. It's just a bunch of talking. So I'm wide awake now and I gotta get up in like 4 hours. I don't know how I'm gonna do this and go to work, but I I am wide awake because I hear all this talking going on. And it, that's Debbie's house too. She has a lot of activity also
Wow. Now,
with
how far does she live from you?
she's in Boyceville, so she's about almost an hour away.
Oh,
So
okay. So I'm thinking
yeah.
it's happening because she's right by you, but no, that's not.
No,
Listen,
no, it's not the case. Nope, nope. But she still has that haunted car in her driveway though. The
really?
Volvo, the car that was haunted. She still has that car in her driveway. Still,
Wow.
that that car was uh horrible. I know I talked about that before, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, things would go, lights would go on by themselves, the doors would lock by themselves, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a real new car, so that like my car, if I leave it unlocked, I walk away, it'll lock. That wasn't the kind of car. Her car wasn't able to do that because it wasn't, you know, a new car. It was a used car, and so anyways, out of the blue, one day I came up with, yeah, that guy was a vet. He was in an accident in that car. The car had an accident. He was in it. He was a vet, but he died. And I believe his name was Roger Williams. And she goes, Roger, what? I don't know how I came up with that name, but I just came out with it. And
Mm-hmm.
so she kept having problems with it. And one day I was heading up to pick up my drummers, and she was going to meet us there. You know, she was driving herself, and she goes, she called me, right? We always called each other when we're on the road, and she called me, and all I could hear was this like military radio going on, and I was like, mm, why is this coming over on my radio from her of some guys, army men or whoever they were, talking like on a radio. And I'm going, Debbie, Debbie, and she's going, Donna, Donna. I'm going, Debbie, Debbie, are you there? Donna, are you there? And all we could hear was this going back and forth, right? Very strange. And then eventually I said, wait, let's hang up and let's call again. So we did, and then it went away. But her, oh, Fierce, did I lose you?
No, no, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Oh, okay. I saw something flash on your screen.
No, that's those are the comments from the viewers. I'm
Oh,
posting.
cool, cool. Oh, that's good. Okay. I was like, what happened? So, but yeah, it was very strange. Always something with that car. And the car, one time we're leaving Clearwater, and Nona wanted to sit in the front because her back was bothering her. And I said, oh, yeah, sure. And as she went to get in, the whole seat was going back by itself. Her eyes got as big as saucers. She was like, what? But yeah,
Mm,
that car was so haunted. But then Debbie said, I have army time on my car. I can't get it off. And I was like, well, army time? I don't think cars have army time, Debbie. Because no, I do have army time showing up on my car. So she takes it to the dealership, and the dealer says, there's no army time on your car, right?
mm-hmm.
And so Debbie says, I swear I had army time on my car, right? So that was the whole incident. But then when Debbie went to find out the history of the vehicle, the last owner, his name was Roger Williams.
Wow,
That was his name.
wow.
I don't know. I just came out with that. I just said I think it's Roger Williams. He was
Mm,
a vet. He died in the car, and the car did have an accident. Had an accident report. The
wow.
car was an accident. Yeah. When you open up the hood, you can tell the difference in the paint. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, yeah, okay. And you can
Wow.
tell that was definitely an accident. But yeah, it was crazy. That
Mm,
car was just, yeah. Debbie went to take it to the dealership, or not the dealership, but the garage that she took it to be fixed all the time. And the guy said, all right, I'll take a test drive. I'll check it out. The guy comes back with it, throws her the keys, and says, don't ever ask me to take that car again for a test drive.
oh, really?
I don't. She doesn't know what happened, but the guy got freaked out, and he just said, "Never again. Here, don't ask me to test drive that car again." So then the
Wow.
car finally broke down. And that was the end of it. But it
Mm,
sits in her driveway, and I swear that that car just brings other things to her driveway. I swear it
That's like
does.
the movie Christine.
Yeah, yeah, Christine. Remember that movie, Christine?
Yep.
Yep. Yep. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, Christine. Oh my God. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, it was just crazy. A little touch of other shows there too. I think I talked about all of
Yeah.
like our groups happenings, you know, what happens all the time when we were always, you know, out and about and weird things would happen, you know. But yeah, definitely check out the other shows too. Watch this one first. This one's a newer one. Then check
Yeah.
out the other one. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, so far, oh, the boxes here. That's right. So I've been like going through each room by room and taking things that I no longer use or don't want or just, you know, haven't used for years. So what's the sense of keeping it, you know? Or, you know, I went and I exchanged all my black spatulas and all that stuff. I bought silicone ones. And so I'm just gonna donate those. But I was gonna have a garage sale this October, and I decided not to. So I decided I have a garage sale this coming spring and do
Mm,
one. And
okay.
but I have boxes and boxes of stuff. Well, I had two boxes that were on top of each other. Now, mind you, these boxes are heavy because I really, you know, they're moving boxes. I just really, you know, pack them so that I get the most of the box. And so the two boxes were on top of each other out here in my between my kitchen and my laundry room. And I was in the living room and I heard this big bang. The dog gets up running to see, and I get up. I go, what the? I was like, oh my God. The box fell off in the other box. But I didn't seal that box. So everything that was in the box was on the floor.
Oh
So I
wow.
had to put everything back into the box, you know. But I was like, how'd this fall? It's impossible for it to fall because it was packed full and heavy on top of
Mm,
the other box. There was
oh wow.
nothing out there to knock it. Dog wasn't out there. Everybody else
Mm,
was in bed. There goes the box on the floor. That was the other thing that was happening, you know. And with things that are one night, it sounded like silverware being moved, like silverware being moved around, like. And I was like, okay,
mm.
ain't no silverware on the dining room table. That's where it was coming from. I was like, I don't know. I just think they all like playing tricks on me just to get me up and looking around, you know. They
Now
want to entertain me all the time.
let me ask you, when when you were growing up as a child, did you have these experiences then?
Oh yes, I did. Matter of fact, I think I talked about it in one of the other shows where um I woke up with someone tickling my feet and there was no one there. And that freaked me out. So to this day I wear socks to bed. You'll never see me
Mm,
without socks. Yeah, because that freaked me out so much. And
wow.
then and I was really little. I was only like I think 5 probably. And then another time I woke up to seeing my sneakers move up and down, like someone was in
Mm,
my sneakers.
oh
And
wow.
my mother said, "Oh, you're having a pipe dream." I'm like, "What's a pipe dream?" You know, I'm like, "No, I saw what I saw. I did see what I saw. They were moving up and down like someone was in them." And I was young then. I was probably about 10 then
Mm,
when that happened. But yeah, I've seen Christmas Eve is very strange to me. Um, it's I mean, I'm not Christian, but we celebrate. My husband is. We celebrate Christmas anyways. Everyone else is doing it, so we celebrate Christmas. But anyways, Christmas Eve is always weird because I always see a relative. Um, like one time I saw someone who I don't know who it might have been my aunt maybe it wasn't real clear, but it might have been my aunt at the foot of the bed. And I was a teen then in my parents' house. And I was like, I'm going in another bed. I left the room. I went elsewhere. But yeah, I saw that, and I used to see like dark shadows in the hallway. So my hallway here, we have a very wide hallway. I
Mhm.
have a nightlight in the hallway. I will not go to sleep without a light on in the hallway, and that's
Really?
because my parents' hallway was always dark, and I there was always like activity in their hallway. There's someone walking or someone hitting the wall or the light going on when no one was in the hallway, or I would see shadows in the hallway. Like one time, me and my cousin went to go to the bathroom, and I thought it was my other cousin coming out of my parents' bedroom. Why? I don't know. But I put my hand on it, and it was solid, and then it disappeared. And
Mm.
my cousin went, "Whoa!" She turned around and ran, and then I ran. I was like, I don't know what happened with going to use the bathroom, but but we ran out of the house
Mm.
because everybody was out in the house doing a cookout. But I mean, things like that were very strange.
Mm.
Even growing up, very strange. Seeing strange things in the neighborhood with the blobs that I talked about in their show, with the blobs going back and forth, white blobs, when it got
Mhm.
like maybe 8 feet in front of us and took off running. And nope, 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 nope. Not. I don't want to know what that is. Very
That
strange.
reminds
They're
me of the
moving their
movie.
arms back and forth. Oh,
That reminds me of
strange.
the movie Ghostbusters. The blobs. We talking
Yeah,
about.
right, right. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, on my GPS, on my Waze, my car is a Ghostbuster car. I
Wow.
saw that was available. Now I'm putting that on my Waze.
Oh man.
Yeah, not a good idea because my car radio's been going on by itself. One time it was up so loud it scared the heck out of me. I jumped. I was like, "What? Why is this going on by itself?" But the radio keeps going on by itself. Then one day I was driving, and the glove box opened all by itself. I was like, "What the heck?" There was no one. I was the only one in the car. It's
Mm.
strange. But the radio is always going on by itself. I don't know what that is about, but it always ends up like making me jump sometimes because it ends up going on really loud. So I don't know what's going on with that, but very strange.
Mm.
But that's only car's only the SUV is only 2 years old.
Oh yeah.
Little little clown SUV is only 2 years old. So it can't be haunted, I don't think. Unless something follows me into the car, I don't know. But
Right. Right.
the
Exactly.
dealership said they would fix it. I just haven't called them. They said they would replace it. It keeps going
Mm.
on. I said, yeah, sometimes it goes just black and then it's not. But I know those cars have been having trouble with the screens.
Mm.
But the radio going on, that freaks me out when I have quiet and then all of a sudden the radio goes on.
Mm.
You know, that's my quiet time in the vehicle. You know, I
Wow.
guess I outgrew that music blasting. You know, it's like
Mm.
my quiet time in the
Yeah.
vehicle. But yeah,
I tell you, you you,
yeah, it's
you,
crazy.
you amaze me with you know all these experiences. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
and the
it's
other thing that's
oh,
weird is that I think there's something with my son's room because when he leaves for work, sometimes I don't even know that he's left, but I think he's still in his room, and he's not. But and I'll open up the door, and there's cats in there, and I'll be like, I don't know, it just feels weird in there, like something's weird in there, like a
mm,
presence that there has been a presence in there years ago,
mm,
but it's very strange, very
mm.
strange.
Wow.
Just like that presence, like he went to work, but why does it feel like you know he's still here and he's not.
Mm,
Weird, very strange.
mm,
I don't really see anything in there. Before I did see a little boy in there. That was not him, you know. But yeah, strange.
Mm. Yeah.
But anyways, I'm sure there'll be more to come again.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. I'm definitely looking
Because
forward
you know,
to it.
the holidays are coming up, so you know that's usually a busy night for some
Yeah.
reason. There's always someone that pops in or something goes on.
I'm quite sure there's going to be
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Man, I tell you. Well, it sure was good to hear these stories again. You know,
yeah,
it really was. And I know you're ready to chow down on some grub right now.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Doc.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
I'll just say, you know, everybody's watching, visit our Facebook, Spirit of Thunderheart. Visit us on our Facebook, Spirit of Thunderheart.
Spirit of Thunder. Let me write that down. Spirit. All one word.
No, it's separate words. Spirit,
Oh,
and then Thunderheart's all one word. Yeah. We have an
yes.
event coming up, in a school soon. So that should be interesting. There's
Okay.
always something that goes on. Every event we do, there's always something. Always something spiritual, natural, paranormal, always something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Almost like the guy that was crossing the road and we were physically talking to that guy down in New York City. I know that was in another show. And I handed him a business card and he crossed the road, went like 2 steps, disappeared. Totally disappeared in thin air. We watched him cross the road. We watched him walk. Where'd he
Wow.
go? There's nowhere for him to go. We're just sidewalk. It was like, where'd he go? It was
Hmm.
so that was yeah.
Man.
And he's saying, "Hey, have a safe trip back." Yeah, no, that was no safe trip back. Yeah, crazy,
Wow.
crazy.
And I tell you, I could imagine just
Yeah,
hanging out with you for a day. You know,
yeah,
hanging out with you
yeah,
for a day. I'm sure that would be some experience.
yeah,
You never
yeah.
know what.
Take it through the woods there. We got quite a few trails here. There's
Mm,
one trail, Hackett Hill, which is really great wooded trail. Then another one is Pine Woods, which has a lot of other good, really good trails. Um, the one I think it's Pine Woods, it's at Hackett Hill. One of them has a rock that looks like a gorilla. It
mm.
literally looks like a gorilla. Yeah,
Oh
and
wow.
it's like it used to be a voice. Both of them. Well, that one used to be a Boy Scout. Yeah, I think it's Hackett Hill where the gorilla is. But it used to be a Boy Scout camp, so it's Hackett Hill, Hyde Park. And there's a stone, big, huge rock that looks like the profile of a gorilla. It looks just like a gorilla. It's really cool. But back
Wow.
in there, is quite interesting. Back in there, I know when I got kind of disoriented with my friend. Oh, with Michelle, me and Michelle went walking, and I ended up along the creek with a Dutch stone wall, and we were walking through it. It just felt really strange, like kind of sad, kind of like a sad feeling walking
Mm,
through there. But woods are always interesting, especially Poets Walk. I've seen native spirits in Poets Walk, which is Rhinebeck,
mm.
and that that's always been interesting because all
Mm.
this was native land, you know.
Oh yeah,
So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
hmm but yeah, the woods are always interesting. I know back in these woods, I would never. I know I went back into these woods to do like a short video for someone, and very unsettling. I could
Mm,
hear. people talking, and I know no one's back in there. There's only horses went back in there, you know, and no one. There's no houses or nothing, just all woods. There's jumps
Yeah.
for the horses that live down our road, across the road. That's where they come from, but they're not there just riding through there is all. And then the other land the church owns, but they're not there though. But
Mm.
yeah, I heard two men talking, and that was the same men that my daughter's ex-boyfriend heard talking and
Mm.
seeing when he went into the woods. And they followed him down the road behind him, but they were literally ghosts. They weren't human
Weren't
at
human.
all. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I tell you, he never ran the woods again. After that,
I'm sure.
you know. Of course,
Wow.
I went in the woods, but
Mm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear them talking. I know it's very unsettling in those woods.
Mm.
Very strange. And there's
Man.
a swamp. There's a big swamp back in there. Swamps are very strange too. Swamps
Mm.
can have a lot of activity coming from them or in them or around them. Yeah,
Mm.
it can be very strange.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't forget to visit our Facebook Spirit of Thunderheart, and I'm
Yes.
sure
And
we'll do a part 5 again at some point.
yeah.
Things
Yeah.
keep popping up.
I know they do.
Yeah, yeah,
I know
more and
they
more.
do.
Yeah, especially around this time. When you get through October, November, December, I think that is a time period of a lot of activity that
Mm-hmm.
happens. October, November, December. You
Mm.
know, it gets really, really a little crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I could only imagine a Halloween with you.
I love Halloween. Every day should be Halloween.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man. I could only
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, this year for Halloween, of course, I got two grandkids, so I went with them to trunk or
Congrats.
treat at the Hyde Park police station, and then we went over into town for Halloween and
Mm.
went there. And yeah, there's
Nice.
two people that do haunted houses there. We went into one, and they were really calm. They didn't scare us because my daughter had Aiden, 2-year-old, in her arms, so they
Mm.
didn't scare us. But oh well. But yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes I dress up, sometimes I don't. It depends. Depends on
No.
how cold it is, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I tell
but
you, it's you have so many stories. You should write a book.
yeah, right. Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Even
serious.
with the group, we have so many stories about hauntings and demonistic things, and weird happenings, and and it's crazy, and even like other houses that I've been in, I've
Hmm.
seen some pretty crazy things where people would ask me to smudge, and yeah, it's just I don't know. I've been like this ever since I was a kid, being able to see things and
Mm.
see things, feel things. Sometimes I smell things. Like I
Mm.
can tell when someone's sick. They have a weird odor to them. I know that person's sick.
Wow. Mm.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, I'm like, yep, time for me to back away. But
Mm.
yeah, I can tell. Or even like me and my cousin was up in Lake George and for vacation a couple years back, and we went into Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I was like, I have to move from this spot. I don't like there's a weird smell. It's like a sick smell. I have to move. So I moved, but I think that's the last night we are there, and I'm pretty sure I started to come down with COVID. But I fought
Mm.
it. I'm pretty sure I did. but I fought it. Yeah, by the time I was home, I was fine. But yeah, it's
You have
crazy.
a question on the from one of the viewers says, "Have you ever seen little people like a duende?"
Ah, only time I have is maybe once. Um, I think that someone like sent that to a certain place, and I've only seen one once, and that did kind of freak me out in a sense. But I knew what it was. But um, yeah, that I was smudging at this house. I'm pretty sure someone sent that there.
Mm,
And yeah, once I smudged and I closed the portal and everything was back to normal, but that was strange. That was really I didn't like that. That reminds me of almost like the dark spirits, the dark shadows, you know.
mm.
But I don't see them as being friendly really. I see them being mischievous, like and
They say,
uh, like kind of like little bullies, but little tricksters,
yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
say. Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Only once did I see that. That was
Mm,
at that one house.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. Well,
But
Donna, huh?
I can see orbs sometimes, like flash through. I go, whoa, you know. On my old Android, it was easy. I would just sit there and take pictures in the dark. And you can see the
Really,
orbs through and showing up, and it was really cool. The iPhone's not as good with that. The Android was better, but
really.
yeah. But
Wow.
I can sometimes catch some with the iPhone, but it won't show up in the picture though. Only through the naked eye. Whereas the Android caught both. You can see it in the picture and you can see it with the naked eye when it flashed.
Oh,
It
wow.
was yeah, it was pretty neat.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting. And they say that the Tesla cars can pick up ghosts. That's what I've yeah. There's a there, there was a clip of somebody driving a Tesla car through a graveyard,
Oh
and there's
wow.
nobody there, and they could see on the screen somebody walking, in front of them and on the side of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. Look
Huh,
that up one
interesting.
day. The Tesla
Yeah, I'll
cars.
check that out. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
seeing ghosts. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking, but I'm not gonna say. Oh
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know, in another show I was talking about how I was down in Florida, week after my uncle passed. I didn't want to go down that week. And I didn't want to remember him like that. So I waited the following week and went down and me and Bob were like, um, going into a fast food place. I think we were going to just turn around, but we were going in there and we weren't sure. And a car came through that was my uncle's car. And my uncle was in it. And I went, whoa,
Mm.
right? I stopped and go, did you see that? Did you see that? And then all of a sudden, as I followed it, the car disappeared.
Oh, wow.
And, I know what I saw, I mean, he had passed the week before, you know, but yeah, cars are interesting. Um, Even with that shadow that came along past my car, the
Mm-hmm.
shadow that passed my car, and I went straight past him, and I was like, the heck?
Mm.
you know, like, wow, okay, that's something new. Hmm.
Mm.
But yeah, but I've seen ghost cars more than enough times, though, where a car would just disappear, and there's no explanation for it. It's strange.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
Mm. Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get to your dinner. I know you're.
alrighty. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. It's always an honor and being
Like.
on your show and, you know, telling these crazy happenings all the time. And I never
Yeah.
know what to expect, ever, but, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, thank you so much, as always.
Yeah.
It's great to see you. It's been a while.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It has. It has. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
we'll look
right.
to the next time.
Yes, until the next time,
Yeah. All right.
that would be that would be the lucky five.
Yep. 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 Lucky five.
Lucky
Yeah.
five.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
can't. Can't
So
wait.
yeah, so as always, it's been great.
Okay. Same here.
So enjoy the
Same.
rest of your night.
You too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going now.
Okay. Done. Okay, folks. Man, I tell you, it's always a pleasure to have someone like Miss Coyne on the show, you know. And I hope she didn't scare the pants off of you too much, you know. You know, it's these stories, they get better and better and scarier, you know. So we'll look forward to having her on again in the near future, and you know, we'll have some more lives coming up very soon. I'll keep y'all posted on my community page for that as well. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna sign out. Okay, and I'm getting a comment. Two feathers back on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you want two feathers? Well, I'll reach out to him. I'll reach out to him and make that happen. And yeah. So until the next time, Doda Daga Ha'i. Sarah May. Ayo.